This is Group 4's presentation of Airborne Express. How and why has the express mail industry structure evolved in recent years? How have the changes affected small competitors? Throughout the last few years, there's been some greater sophistication in information systems that help handle routes and sorting. Also, they've developed massive hub facilities for sorting and consolidating packages. A large number of service representatives have been trained and retrained to help customers. Also, they have increased service offerings, so overnight, early morning, same-day deliveries, and also there's an ability to track a package from shipment to delivery. All of these changes have led to sort of a pushing out of all the small competitors and also have created some barriers to entry for those small competitors. Airborne has survived and prospered in the industry because they've chosen a strategy that differentiates themselves from other competitors. First of all, they focus on corporate clients rather than on retail customers. This allows them to concentrate their efforts in major metropolitan areas instead of spreading out into residential areas. They also chose a complementary set of activities. So they bought a private airport, which gives them the ability to have a warehouse on site and quicker turnarounds. Also, their fleet is primarily used aircraft, so it's reduced costs and also depreciation costs. Also, they've patented containers that allow them to use their aircraft to the highest capacity. They also chose to make some trade-offs. Instead of using automation, they changed their employees to part-time wages. They also only selectively invested in technology, and they've limited their advertising. This is a listing of how we came to the quantifications for airborne sources of advantage. I won't go through each line, but in the next slide we'll go through some of our conclusions. Overall, Airborne has a cost advantage. However, customers are willing to pay more for FedEx extras, more reliable service, and guaranteed delivery. Airborne Express has an advantage in their lower labor cost per package, as you saw in the slide above. They also have lower depreciation costs and lower fuel costs because they don't have driving distances. Their disadvantages come in the higher maintenance costs for their older aircraft. Customers are less willing to pay high prices, so there's not a lot of room to move their prices. And there's more expense on sales per package. So they have much more salespeople because they don't advertise as much and they focus on salesperson sales. In order to strengthen the company, they need to have an increased focus on their business-to-business deliveries. They need to seek long-term contracts with companies to create barriers to entry for companies like FedEx and UPS that are looking to steal business. They need to increase reliability to match their competitors. This could possibly include adding tracking support in order for their customers to see where their packages are. They need to look for opportunities to outsource. This provides cost advantage on delivery, but may also provide cost advantage in other activities as well. They also need to increase their service level agreements to deliver earlier to possibly justify increased prices for increased service. This could lead to a dual advantage of increased willingness to pay while maintaining lower cost. FedEx and UPS haven't trampled Airborne because of their different offerings. So the cost advantages, people are still looking for the good deal. They may be willing to wait a couple more days for shipments if they have lower costs. Airborne maintains their lower labor costs. They have a willingness to accept lower operating margins and lower depreciation costs. Also, Airborne has been successful because they've chosen to be different. They haven't expanded and they target their customers very specifically. They cater to that business-to-business deliveries, and they use Salesforce to select customers instead of the mass marketing, which saves them on advertising.